we streaming? Is it live? It says we're live. Let us double check that. Receiving content. Hello and welcome to On a Side Note Gaming. Playing some Warframe. As the title says, we're just gonna be fucking Relaxathon and fishing. I meant to start this, like, 7 hours ago. I could have been streaming all of this time, but other real-life shit got in the way. So I'm here now for a much shorter amount of time.
I've been taking time to work on...
I think I still need to fish and catch animals. Let's catch some animals. No, not the fishing spear. Trank rifle. Oh, I'm in a cave. Gotta get some stuff for OASN. Much like a mountain goat, I crave those minerals. Yeah. There we go. I should really try to actually center the fucking beam. There we go. Thumica. Hello, one viewer. I hope you enjoy the soothing sounds of mining and soon invisibility as I catch and relocate some endangered animals. Stunning Warframe content, I know. But unfortunately necessary, because every time DE releases an open world, it's, hey, collect 100,000 of the new fucking resource before you actually get to do the fun things. Shoop. 2 in 1. Nice. That. No. 3 Dragonic. I should probably go back to Fortuna and get the fucking rest of the upgrades for this so I can actually stay invisible while rock mining. Since getting spotted and murdered, you know, puts a dampener on my mining speed. Also, I don't think I have the increased distance thing, because both of those are grayed out. Oh, cool. There's one right next to me. Where's the shit?
There, biosign. Do you think you can find whatever left it?
Look at that. One footstep. Gotta fucking love it. Oh, shit. Shoop. Pettis Gate. Oh, is this the slime doggo?
That sounds distinctly like a predacite. Deimos' most majestic predator. Let's hope it's not with its young. They can get aggressive when defending their offspring against a perceived threat. Some predacites spit, you know, very rude. Especially when you notice you're being digested.
Where is the doggo?
That's
that
a
it?
Vizier predacite.
There he
Magnificent
is.
beasts. Though
My
they do
beautiful
have the habit of spitting
visor.
poison.
Visier. Yoink. Doggo. What? Excuse me, sir. I am invisible, and you have no right to run away from me like that. God damn, I'm terrible at aiming. There we go. Look at that. I got a headshot on the ghost fish. Good to know that I can headshot these things. Are there more? There does not appear to be any more. Okay. Gun out. Mark the spot. Where is the shit? Oh, Christ! None of that. Stop it now. There's the ship. More slime doggos. Okay. Sorry, mother. I'm catching animals for sun right now. Eventually I'll learn everyone's fucking names. Oh cool, I've researched all of the shit. Oh. Am out of energy. Interesting. I guess I could just use a pizza, or I could kill stuff. need a lot of energy right now, so pizza it is.
Buddy joined your channel.
Heidi ho, buddy. We are streaming, so be careful.
What are you streaming, Warframe?
Yep, I am fishing. Actually, right now I'm catching animals.
Be wary when luring predicites. You might get more than one coming to the party.
I'm doing
and you won't be
conservation.
the kind of company they were expecting.
So, why didn't you use the stream room?
Well,
You know, so people wouldn't just wander in.
I'd start screaming obscenities.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I figured,
I'm sure
why
this
use
one's
the
put up
stream
a fight.
room when
Well done for bringing
Aaron
it
should
in
be
alive.
getting home from work and then he can have fun conversations?
Well, not immediately.
Not
Because
immediately.
I'll be right back.
Okay, well, have fun. I'll go back to silently commentating on the things that I'm doing in my
On
lazy
fishing?
stream. Okay, so fuck you because I was in fact fishing when you said that, but it's not all I'm doing. I'm also mining and
Quietly
catching animals.
Fishing, like, kind of boomer.
It's fun. Also, fuck you.
Anyway, I'll be back.
Boom, ba-boom. There we go. Shoo-doop. What? Ah, bird. Caw of the bird. Okay. Now I can call for the whatever. Archivia.
By the sound of that cry, I'd say there's an archaea not far from here. You won't mistake it when you see it. They look like something from another geological era. Well done. Trank ready?
Locate and tranquilize. There it is. hell did it go? Stupid fucking bird. Bad capture, I'm sure. Oh, perfect capture. Somehow didn't see me.
You understand Deimos
Dope.
like few others, Hunter. I sense we are alike in that.
Eyes open. There's glass resonance in your neighborhood.
Failed to connect to chat server. What does that even mean?
There's less than nothing left of who they once were.
So right around here there should be some scat. There it is. Oh hey, more bird. Bird up! Actually, I think this might be my 5th one, which means I can actually rank up when I do a couple chores for Mother. Which I guess that's what I'll do next after I capture this good bird. Shit, did that work?
Primitive, high-strung creatures. Definitely more inclined towards flight than fight.
Yes, they like to hide on the walls or whatever.
Dreamer, there's gotta be a way to take these things down.
Where's my birdie? There you are. Yoink. Perfect capture.
Well done, Tenno. Once it recovers from the sedation, it'll think itself in paradise.
Damn it. Can you really not throw the fucking thing while you're sliding? That's stupid. Okay. Oh, I did the unthinkable. Oh, I'm legit stuck. There we go. Alright, I guess we're just traversing on foot the old-fashioned, boring way. I saw what these do now. Goodies if I kill them while they're close.
Alright.
Aaron is back, everybody.
Yeah, I had to change out of my work clothes and
That makes sense.
make something to eat. Ugh.
I just ordered a calzone.
Could have waited until they were about to close again.
Yeah, I also somehow made a mistake and ordered a small instead of large, so now I only have food for 2 days instead of 4 days.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I probably could have stretched the fucking horseshoe you got.
You
I
see,
could have made that at least like 5 days to a week.
yeah, so you can make it last longer. The thing is, wait. Aw, poor doggo. Oh, how you got killed.
Menacing in the field.
The
Rather
thing
adorable when
with
asleep,
that
don't you think?
is I don't just eat it for one meal. I generally, like, if I have that, that's gonna be my breakfast, my lunch, and my dinner.
Yeah, that's stretching it too far. The most I do is like lunch and dinner.
Well, I mean, now I don't eat breakfast anymore, but my point being, I have, like, a piece for every meal, because if I have it, why would I make something else? I already have a food.
A FUD.
Yes, a single food. One single food unit for consumption.
One food cube.
I would gladly have one food cube over any kind of bug.
I mean, I can't disagree.
Alright. Equipment, arsenal, switching back to mag.
Oh, I meant to talk about this yesterday. Been palling around with this one dude at work. I think he's around our age, maybe a little younger. He's a black kid. And he was like, he told me the one day that there was like these, oh god, what the fuck did he call it?
I see.
Because I said like we call them different down here, or at least like 3 terms for them are different here. I think he said like an Apu store or something like that.
7-Eleven?
No, I don't forget. I don't forget. I don't remember specifically what he fucking called it. Because I said down here they called them Aki stores.
Just like a corner store?
But it wasn't a corner store, it was like a little, like, you know those, like, whenever you're in the city, those little fucking, like, vending stands where the guys are, like, cooking up, like, burgers and hot dogs and random shit like that.
Good.
Not particularly.
And they have, like, usually, like, racks of chips and soda. Like, it's just, like, quick fucking, like, sidewalk food you can get.
Okay. Again, not particularly.
Never seen one of those?
But I'll for the sake of argument,
They
I'll
even
say
have
yes.
them up in New York, and they'll sell, like, fucking, like, roasted nuts and shit.
Good.
I don't travel very much, Aaron. I don't know if you know this about me. I'm kind of
Well,
a
maybe expand your
fucking
horizons.
loser.
Well, maybe expand your horizons. Either way, it was basically one of those kind of stands, but it was like
Very well.
Eastern meds / Middle Eastern food, and he was like swearing up and down. Like I have to explain that he does have quite like a thick accent, and we'll get to that of what I learned it was later on.
Ultra and
But he said he was like swearing up and down that I needed to go to this stall with him for lunch, and he was even willing to fucking pay for it because he was like saying that like I wouldn't regret it. It would be that fucking good.
Okay.
So we pull out of the shopping center and literally go like right around the fucking corner, and there's this little fucking like vendor box with a Middle Eastern guy in it, and it had like it had some kind of like gyro. I don't. If Jake was here, he'd fucking lambaste me for probably saying it wrong.
That's, I believe,
Um,
the correct pronunciation.
They had kebab over rice,
Don't get
a
lazy
lamb
on it.
salad, just like basic shit like chicken over rice and all that other kind of shit. And I got the lamb salad.
Mhm.
We get back,
Oh,
and
get the-
before we pop it open, he gets a phone call, and he starts speaking in I don't even know what the fuck to the person.
I have to be associate.
And I previously hadn't heard him speak another language like before. It was mostly English with an accent, and I was like, okay, I don't might be from somewhere, maybe his family is, they speak a certain language at home or something like that. And it sounded like West African, but then one of the pronunciations of like one of the words he said, I heard French, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck am I hearing? Is he like from the Caribbean or something like that? So when he got off the phone, I just asked him, it was like, what was that you were speaking? And he was like, oh, it's Creole. And I was like, wait, what? Like, you fluently speak Creole? Like, I was like, I heard, like, some of the inflections sounded French, and I was like, what is it? And he was like, yeah, it was Creole. And I was like, that, and he said he also spoke French fluently as well. And I even said to him, like,
Bye for now.
do you put that on a resume? I would. That's kind of a marketable skill. And he was like, dude, I'm not going to get fucking paid for that. Get the fuck out of here. And I was like, all right, but like, I don't. You're the first person I've ever met that I've heard speak Creole, so it's astounding to me.
Oh, damn it, I still need one bird. Crap.
And then we cracked into the food, and he wasn't lying. Like, that was fucking amazing, dude. That was like the best seasoned, best cooked fucking lamb I think I've ever had.
Oh god, I love street vendor lamb. Like, when I was in DC for a convention, whenever that was, a little bit earlier last year, one of the guys took us to
Like any possible
kebab
ladies or
place.
gentlemen in the audience, forget fast food, get based Middle Eastern street vendor fucking food. That shit is amazing.
It was actually funny. He took us to this food stall, and there were two of this kebab place, like the same exact name, right next door to each other. And he went, if you're ever here, you gotta get this one, because this is the good one. They moved in after, and they have slightly different hours, and their food is just fucking garbage in comparison. Never eat there. And we were
Wow.
just like, alright.
Actually, that reminds me of that place that we went to, the one con. Was it like Moby's or something?
Oh, in Virginia?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
you got the horrible yogurt? Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
It was not good.
It was different.
That's a nice way of putting it. Are you kidding me? Did I just get booted? What
It's,
the absolute fuck.
It's just non-fucking
Ooh.
sweetened fucking yogurt. It's the best way I can describe it.
Man,
It's like Danimals, but without a fuck ton of additives and fucking sugar and shit packed to the brim.
Aaron, it was literally salted yogurt. It wasn't very good.
It was pretty good.
I admire your proactiveness. I do appreciate one who is not afraid of a little work.
It's not what I would call a refreshing drink.
I'm sure you've apprehended by now that Deimos is not as it should be.
But then again, I'm the guy that
Several anomalous
exclusively
objects were
drinks water,
studied
and I
have come
drink
up in
like
recent scans.
a gallon and a half of water a day, so I guess what do I know about what a refreshing drink is?
I mean, I'm on the same kick of like mostly drinking water and nothing really else.
Water and the only thing else you drink is salted yogurt. Yeah, I gotcha.
No. Maybe a soda here and there.
Nah, I've pretty much completely cut soda out.
Maybe one of those fucking supposedly not from concentrate juices of or
There's too much sugar in fruit juices for me now.
But side note, bada bing. I was listening to that podcast, and I went through a couple different episodes while I was at work, and I was listening to one on the ride back, and they were talking about this. This one's a little dated because they were talking about like the beginning of Verona, and like literally being like 3 days into fucking lockdown or something like that, to give it like a bit of a dating, like months. They were talking about Marvel's New Warriors or something like that.
Is that the internet gas kid?
Yes. Okay, so you know about it. Dude, they were losing it. They were losing it on the internet gas. Like after he said,
Safe Space and Snowflake and internet gas kid and the Owl of the Edge vampire guy.
Yeah. B negative or something. I forget. Or I forget. But yeah. And like they like literally he said like yeah after his uncle gave him superpowers by accidentally like gassing him with fucking internet gas, and they literally were just for the next like at least 20 minutes just every once in a while just going internet gas. What is it? They don't explain it, man. Like I can't give you any context. Well, I need to know because it's making me mad. Like.
Yeah, internet gas.
Like, what is internet gas?
He had a canister of internet gas, and it turned him into... I don't know how he's a superhero, because imagine, his power is he has access to the entire internet in his head at all times. Can you imagine having every single 4chan and Reddit thread going on in your mind at all times?
No, that'd be cursed. I hate it. That sounds more akin to like something you'd end up with, and then
something a supervillain would do to civilians.
Yeah, and like you'd end up in a fucking straitjacket in a padded cell. Not a superhero. And then Snowflake and Safe Space, their methodology for dealing with crime is a postmodern.
Oh, also the backpack girl who stole a backpack. Her superpower is the backpack.
They made some jokes about that one. I don't think I can repeat.
They actually pulled that comic. It's probably just not going to exist now.
I wouldn't be surprised considering just the
lambasting they got from everyone.
Well, that and then just the portfolios of the characters as like just a standalone thing, untied from like getting any plot points or anything else. You're just like, what the fuck? No, what?
Also, like, I really don't understand what girl who stole a backpack is gonna contribute in a super
Oh,
hero.
it's a bag of holding, so I don't know. She'll just pull shit out of it.
Okay. But
they said she was like Hispanic or something. Like, but they're just trying to reinvent Dora the Explorer as a fucking superhero. Like,
I guess, but again, her power is I stole this backpack from a scientist, and it has infinite capacity. I don't have super strength, so it's not like she can even do, amazing feats of like pulling out a giant hammer or whatever. No, she can wield a normal baseball bat or like a gun. She never would, but
pull out a gun.
look at me, I'm better than Batman because I can have everything in my backpack, and I use guns.
But yeah, that, and then they were going on about the fact that, like, the readout for Snowflake and Save Space were that their answer to crime is postmodern meditation on solving crime with violence, and it was just like, what? That even makes sense? What?
I know Safe Space's whole dealio is he can only use his shield on other people.
What?
Like, that
Like,
was one of his things, so he can't even
he
like protect
attacks with
himself with it. No.
Or he just protects others
It's
with
an
it?
impenetrable shield that he can only use on other people. So, like, I saw one person who was discussing it and saying, so, like, actually, that's a super, like, ridiculously bad power. Because, like, imagine, the big bad of the week is about to do something, and then Safe Space uses his impenetrable, indestructible shield on the guy. Well, now guess what? That guy's stuck inside a bubble that nothing in the universe can break through, nor can he get out.
Can he take it down and put it up at will, or is it...
I assume, but essentially he has the power to just put people in permanent forever timeout until he decides, okay, you're allowed out of the bubble. But it's a broken power because, like, yeah, you can't attack anyone with it, but you can just be like, oh, that god, that literal reality bender, well, because of how my power is written, nope, you're inside the bubble. Nothing gets in or out of the bubble without my say-so. So you're just taken out of the equation for now.
If anything, I can say that I'm glad that it got canned then.
And yes, Snowflake takes, what was it? She, like, takes hateful rhetoric and channels it into ice shurikens. And her powers, she can throw, like, when people are, I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure she took all of the hate that she experienced in her life and uses that to make her ice shurikens. So essentially, because she's a minority, that's why she has ice shurikens, because people have been terrible to her. Because of course there had to be a spin. She couldn't just have ice powers.
Marvel's a mistake.
Who's the guy that always says anime was a mistake? All comics were a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, I
can't believe you didn't know about them.
Nope. Nope, that was my first introduction to him, and I was literally laughing my ass off on the ride home. Just their takes on it. Yeah. I think it just further reinforces me feeling as though I'm justified in just having a complete disinterest in fucking, like...
comics in general.
Yeah, comics and superheroes in general.
Holy shit.
You won't get me off this hobby horse.
Don't get me wrong, there's some comics and, like, there's some superhero shit that's okay.
And I say this as somebody who, like, at one point was, like, co-working on a superhero universe with a guy I used to work with. But then again, my take on it was a lot different. And I even adapted a lot of his ideas a little differently just because...
I mean, you're also a pretty avid science fiction guy, so, like... You could probably bring some nice grounding to a guy who's like, oh, fantasy, yeah, superheroes.
Yeah. Because, like, his whole original plot line was, like,
You can go out on a limb and say not very good.
No, it had some decent merit to it. Like, it was heroes that actually had, like, powers, but then they also had, like, powers in a more mundane sense. Like, the main character that I remember him pitching to me was it was like a chick who could get who had super strength, but it actually took working towards to develop the super strength, which, I mean, effectively it sounds like a normal person. Like, she could
But
get
she was
yoked.
just able to go past the...
She was able to go past the normal human physical limits, but she at least, like, I like the idea that he was actually saying that, like, these people don't just have these gifts just because this is a superhero universe. They have extraordinary abilities, but they actually need to put in legwork to maintain and like, these abilities effectively.
I would really like to see...
And, that, and then he had this whole idea that, like, the Atlantean civilization that sunk in early or prehistory, whenever you want to put that, was actually, they were actually superheroes in a sense, but they've been hidden by, like world governments know about it and everything like that. And it's sort of like the X-Men, like, superheroes thing, or well, mutants thing, where they don't like to let the general public know because it would, you know, cause people to be like, what the fuck, there's people who are greater than everybody else among us? That's unfair. Or how can
Why can't
how
I
can we,
get injected with mutant genes?
or how can we know that, like, they're going to be beholden to any of the laws and strictures of society if they're able to just completely outdo regular human beings and all that kind of shit? So
How do we know that they're going to stick to, if it weren't for the laws of this land, you'd be
yeah,
dead?
yeah. So they were basically all still on that sunken continent of Atlantis, but it was under a giant dome, and all the superheroes would meet there, and they would basically work hand in hand with a sort of like secret universal coalition to, like, fight heroes who went off the well, people who weren't specifically heroes, but, like, people who had super abilities but went rogue or something like that. Like, they would try and keep those things hidden from the general public, and they had this sort of, like, rocky working basis with, like, world governments, and then this, like, superhero organization. And so you would follow, like, that initial character that he pitched to me being scouted and then picked up by this organization, and then follow her as she, you know, gets assigned to a team of, like, other new young heroes and all of that kind of stuff. And I was like, yeah, no, I like this. This is a good premise. And now the entire internet knows about it, so fuck you guys, don't steal it.
I don't know if you've ever seen Niven's... Niven had opinions about stuff. And, his laws for sci-fi, one of them was psi powers, if they exist, are useless for a good hard science fiction universe. I would love to see a superhero universe that used the same logic. Like, yeah, there's superpowers, but, like, I guess My Hero Academia is sort of like that. Like, there's obviously people that have actually good powers, but I want to see one where everyone is like, oh yeah, I have the ability to use telekinesis, but I can't pick up anything heavier than, like, 4 ounces, or, yeah, I can, I can manipulate metal, but if it's thicker than, like, a paperclip, it's beyond my power set. Like, I'd just like to see someone take a crack at it, because it would be funny. It's not like it would be interesting, it would be completely boring and mundane, but it would be a great thing for, like, a webcomic.
Oh.
Like a daily slice of life webcomic about literally just... Everyone has... Or, well, not everyone, but some people have superpowers, but they're not actually super. They're actually pretty shit. Make it, because
and that's what he was going
on. Make webcomics like 3 times. Bad.
And that's what the secondary bit was like, people like Hercules and, like, all of those mythological figures.
Oh, they
were actually just like superheroes and shit like that. It was like his other sort of thing of, like, ingraining it into the world and giving like explanations for these things and how it dovetailed into the universe and shit, which is like why I said like I adapted things, but a lot of it I was just like, no, that's good. Like giving it some kind of like solid, believable foundation in, you know, a still somewhat fantastical sense.
You should see if he's still working on it and work together with him again. Can I not? Oh, I can't, actually.
I honestly think I might have lost his number. I think it was on like one of my older phones. Back when I was working at fucking like...
Was it one of the grocery stores or was it like one of the...
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say if it was like one of the random boxing places, that would have been...
No.
Ugh. Well, you know, Aaron, you still have 3 different sci-fi universes that you can work on. And,
no, I have the sci-fi one, and then I have our D&D campaign.
You have 2 sci-fi settings that you wanted to work on, and the fantasy one, all of which you should work on.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the whole
No!
steampunk bit. Yeah, the Lovecraftian thing.
You son of a bitch! You killed my squishy mag Warframe! Now it's time to die.
But yeah, my disinterest in general, just like superhero things, just kind of has kept that one in like the back of my mind. I understand. I remember a lot of the context and a lot of like the narratives that I had for it, but I don't like superhero stuff, so I don't really like think of that one as one that I'm actively working on.
Which one?
The whole superhero story.
Oh.
Like I still have the ideas for it, but I'm not developing them actively.
I mean, it's not your brainchild. It's some guy that you were insisting on. That makes sense. No, sir! How could you die? Oh, actually, that was your Moa, not you. Mubby! Oh, there your shields are low. Let me grab that. Oh no, that's your health. Where the fuck are you that my shield isn't getting you?
I mean, it could probably be a hit, thinking about it. Like, some of the initial storylines I thought about would definitely be taken by modern audiences. Like the super pause one was fucking, I feel like there's a hero that already had it. What was her name? Rogue from fucking X-Men, the one who like couldn't really control her powers and would like suck other people's fucking...
Yeah, if she touched anyone barehanded, she just vampired their powers temporarily.
Wasn't there one that had like fire abilities, but like they couldn't really control it or something? I thought there was one of them.
I think the Human Torch in one of
the
versions.
That's Fantastic Four though.
Yeah, but I think his whole thing was in one of the versions, I think. Again, I'm not a comic book buff, so I could completely be fucking wrong
That
about
fucking
this.
multiverse
Don't call
shit.
me out. But I'm pretty sure in one of them he couldn't control his shit. It's just, oh well, I guess I'm in fire form forever. Although
Well, I had one of
might have just
those
been an X-Men that was that.
where it was like a single mom just kind of like working like at a fucking like diner or something like that, and she had, you know, fucking latent powers that hadn't really been discovered, and it was sort of like that's like the same sort of template you get when you get into like fantasy stories where a character doesn't really know what their power is, but they do manifest it sometimes, and they're just like, oh man, I need to keep this hidden, I need to keep this under control. Like, she was dealing with that whole like archetype and idea, but then like the like anti-superhero feds kind of show up, try and deal with it because she
the
has
Alphabet
like
Boys.
yeah, she has like a psychotic break and ends up like burning down a place, and then it ends up turning into like this rogue fucking hero chase story and all that kind of shit. And I was kind of working on that.
Now I have a really funny idea for a
And so I was saying that'd be like
a
one of the.
superhero that's power is they can, like,
Because what is it, like pyrokinesis or something like that? She
Yeah.
basically had that.
so imagine a
Like
superhero
manifest
whose
fucking
power is they can just dislocate their body parts, like, oh, I'm just gonna pop my hand off and send it out to walk around, and they'd retain sensory input from it. So, like, walk a hand under a door, or like leave a finger behind, and be able to sense things through the finger, and it's just sitting there. So they can just basically fall apart, right? But
Okay.
they lose the ability to control it. So they're just like walking down the street and just, I've fallen into many pieces.
You see, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm remembering a lot of the shit that was going into it. The other thing is that like it was kind of also like the what the hell is it? The Incredibles, where like they could integrate into human society as well, and like take cover stories and aliases and like live among people and shit like that. And then also like secondarily,
As long as they make a pact with the Alphabet Boys to not do soup shit.
yeah, to an extent. But then like also they can do the whole alter ego fucking like Superman Clark Kent swap and fucking like fight crime, but with following like laws and strictures and shit like that. Because there was one character, I think it was like Stardust or something like that. Like she was a famous celebrity by day, and then like also like one of the like leading fucking board members of like that superhero coalition. Like she was really famous and like had a lot of influence in society, and I forget what her fucking ability was. I think if I remember correctly, he like also tied in like this whole thing of like certain people having like original Atlantean bloodlines and shit like that, and I think she was one of them. And then there was like some kind of celestial shit going on. I fucking forget.
Oh, so Naruto.
Yeah, yeah.
Not only do you have the blood of gods, but also aliens.
I think her whole deal was like she like could become fuck is the term for it? Like if you were to like try and become like immaterial or something like that.
Oh.
Impermeable? No.
She could go ghost, as the kids say.
Kind of, but like it would be like in this sort of like wispy, glittering like dust form or something like that. And I think she had like most of the other typical stuff, like fucking strength and all that kind of other kind of shit.
Oh yeah, I can turn into a dust, but also I'm as strong as dust. I like when superpowers have equal drawbacks.
But yeah, like I said, there was a lot that was like shit he came up with, and then there was just shit that I was like, I'm gonna have to tweet that. But nonetheless, somewhat interesting.
I wouldn't say somewhat interesting, I'd say very interesting. I mean, like, I also really do not like superhero stuff. It does not interest me at all. But I've been thoroughly enjoying The Boys on Amazon Prime. I would wholeheartedly recommend giving it a watch if you have Amazon Prime.
And what was that other one? The fucking umbrella thing?
Umbrella Academy? That's on Netflix.
Is that also like a superhero thing or not?
Yeah, yes, but also no. They sort of have superpowers, but it's not like they're fighting supervillains. It's these. So in the first episode, I think it was a comic book, so it probably has that stuff. But in the first episode, they say I think 30 kids were born at the same time as the main 7. And so theoretically there's 30 people out there with superheroes or with superpowers. But you only see these 7 in the show. And yeah, same thing. They have sort of superpowers, but they're not like invulnerable or anything. Like one of them is dead. the one guy can talk to dead people, and
Wow, that's an original one.
well, yeah, but the one brother, the only reason you get to interact with him at all is because Klaus can talk to dead people, because the kid died when he was like 8. And so then Klaus started talking to his ghost for the rest of his life.
Shall we?
Is that not? Oh, fuck.
May you have much joy of it. I'll be right here.
I still need to catch one more fucking bird.
Wow, another General Sam video? Holy shit.
It's on, some fucking weird game.
I'm just surprised that he,
Hello.
uploaded, like, something within
So be it. Let's
days
see
of each
what
other.
you're made of.
It's funny, I don't know who, I don't
I
remember.
usually look at his shit like Mandalore or fucking Seth, where you get something like every month, maybe.
His sponsor in this one is Keeps. His sponsor in the last one was fucking Activision. And so there's a bunch of comments, or not Activision,
Ubisoft.
yeah. So there's a bunch of comments in this video. Wow, that Ubisoft endorsement didn't last very long, huh?
Wow. I mean, considering the way that he talked about, fucking
I don't even know what game he fucking reviewed.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh,
Considering
oh
the
yeah,
way
he
that he
was
was talking about
making
it.
fun of fucking Sam Fisher.
Yeah, he was making fun of Sam Fisher being a fucking, like, fucking peeper.
Oh,
Because
cool.
his ability was literally just fucking...
Shoot a
I
gun,
can-
shoot a camera through the wall.
Not even shoot a camera through the wall, he just had a fucking thing that he could just look through walls with.
I'm pretty sure you have to shoot through the wall, and then you can use the camera
That,
to
and
see
then he could
where you
fucking,
shot.
he could bust through walls. But, like, only, like, fucking, like, shitty plywood walls.
Yeah, he can jump between the boards.
Yeah. Between fucking, the fucking studs. And then, I love how they were ripping on that one guy who was just literally like...
He has glasses and can see through
has
smoke, but
glasses
he
that
can't
can
equip
see through
smoke
But he
grenades.
doesn't have smoke grenades, so it's like, you just gotta hope that... God, I hope you bring what makes me good. That bit where the fucking other guy was just literally sitting in front of the fucking coffee machine, just like, no matter how hot it is, my glasses won't steam up.
I don't think I've ever actually played that game.
I had thought about it at one point, but like, Ubisoft's sales model on that is just fucking busted. There's a free version where you get like 4 or 6 initial characters, and you can go through an ungodly fucking grind to like get the rest of the roster, which, I mean, as you saw in that video, is fucking huge.
Or you can probably pay like $120
yeah.
and get all of them just base.
Or there's no, it's like tiered access, so you can like
Even better.
pay $60 to get like the first 2 or 3 seasons worth of characters, but then you need to work towards the rest of them. Or yeah, like you said, you can pay like $120 and just jump right into the fucking barrel and just get everybody.
What the hell?
But it's just that shitty fucking like games as a service type model where it's like we over so however many fucking years broke this up into like multiple season passes.
Good man? What the fuck was that?
and now you can buy in at the very end. So like, fuck the guys who were initially here and did all the hard grinding work, because you can just buy that. Like, I hate that. That and the whole fucking, like...
See, that's why I really like games like, what's that one that we play? Killing Floor?
Oh.
Where they release a DLC that has new characters. And if you buy the newest DLC, you get the new characters. Or you wait until the next DLC comes out, and then you get the characters from the previous DLC for free.
Yeah, like,
So
it's...
wait a couple of months, and then you'll get all of the guys.
Yeah,
Or
I mean,
support the
it's
devs
still...
right now.
Yeah, and I can understand, like, monetizing it that way, and at least, like, not grifting people with, like, multiple fucking season passes or something.
I hate games.
Like, retroactively making shit free, yeah, that's a better way to do it, because then, like, your hard standbys who are like, I just want to support the devs, so yeah, I'll buy the new DLC. Alright, fine, that's a choice that they can make. But, like, the tiered, like, gate system? No, fuck that shit. Especially when, like, down the line, when you have seen what the company's already done, and they just go down the fucking line and then finally just sell everything you've paid $60 every couple of years to get access to, they just give in one big pack, and you're like, well, why the fuck was I an idiot and fucking, why did I pay in any money at all? Why didn't I just wait?
That's why, like...
Pay one larger lump sum of cash.
That's why, like, I love Warframe. I have never bought a Prime pack before, and now that they're probably going to be sold to Tencent, I especially never will. But I liked it, because if you wanted to pay, or if you were one of their supporters and just got it for free, you could get the Primes on day one. Or you could go farm for the relics and get the parts. Just build it. It's fun, because this game, at least, I don't know about Rainbow Six Siege, it's probably similar, but each of the characters, you know, just because you have them doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be good with the character. There's a lot of frames that are fucking garbage. And, like, there are people that can be really, really good with the frames, but you gotta be really specialized to be really good with some of the frames. Like, it's not like you can just be like, oh, my general knowledge of the game means I will be an excellent player with this particular Warframe. No, you're gonna need to work if you want to do a good job with that.
Well, yeah, and then
You
there's
can't
that
just
whole
buy
mod
it.
system where, like, there's sort of meta ones to build with.
Yeah,
that
like,
actually make
I
it
have
really
I have a basic mod setup I put on every new frame when I get it, just for, like, leveling and shit. But once you learn the skill set and how, like, what powers are good for what, you know, okay, I need to build for duration, or specifically for power, or, like, it used to be on, oh, god damn it, on Mag,
that one guy
didn't
you
need...
sent the video of. How was Wisp?
Wisp is okay. She's half a support frame. Her one cycles between the 3 flowers on a short press and a long press drops one of them. They heal you, do electric damage in an area of effect, or increase rate of fire for people that are standing in the zone.
Okay.
Her second throws a disc that does damage, and then if you tap it again, you teleport to where the disc is. Her 3, I don't fucking remember what it does, and her 4, she fires a big fucking laser out of her chest. Honestly, the only time I really use Wisp is when the summer event happens, because her passive makes her immune to damage while airborne, or while aim gliding. And the summer event where you play...
That's pretty OP.
Yeah, and like I have my Wisp built for having the most amount of hang time. Like, she has nothing in any of the power, efficiency, or
User joined your
duration.
channel.
I have her completely built for mobility and hang time, so I can just jump up in the air, be immortal for a while, and just do damage.
Isn't there one that's like fucking Speedy Boy?
There's two. Volt can just make people go really fast, and then, I forget the other guy's name because I don't have him yet. He, you hold in one and you just run. And he goes very fast. And if you have a Volt that uses the make everybody go fast, and then you hold in your one, you can, like, run across the entire, open world thing in, like, 20 seconds.
Not broken.
Well,
Also, I feel like
a lot of tile
I feel
sets
like
are
people
indoors.
I feel like the people who fucking aggravate you by just literally running through the level,
So, the
which
problem with him is...
actually makes you kind of hypocritical because you yell about those people, but then you fucking run through in Tarkov. So like,
Listen, I yell about those people only in specific settings. Like, if we're doing void missions, you don't run through because there's two reasons to do void missions. You're trying to level up, or you're looking for rare resources.
oh, rare mats, okay.
So the people that run through on void missions, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? We're literally only doing this for the materials. Why would you just skip all of the material farming?
They want to get through as quick as possible.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
even if it's
then
stupid.
you miss out on all of the whatever resources that I can't even remember. Argon crystals.
What if I don't want the Argon crystals?
Those fucking things only last 24 hours. So you farm Argon crystals exactly however many you need for whatever you're trying to build, and then you just don't go in the void unless you're trying to
And
prove something and doing foam survival.
That other fucking
Not
name
Boom.
pending.
Better name pending.
Yeah, the one where he was talking about like getting community designs together, and he said that, like they did it once and then they didn't do it for like 6 years. What was it? Nova, I think.
Yeah.
He
So
said.
the
What the fuck is wrong with Nova? That like he said like it was travesty. I mean, it looked like it was wearing bell bottoms, so I mean that's the thing.
So I'm
I
not
think you
like
just
I'm
said
not
it.
a big fan of Nova's power set. She throws fusion orbs that do damage. Again, I don't ever play her. I don't remember what her 2 is. Her 3 throws a teleporter. That's the only reason I see people like mainly use her, because then you can just you make a fucking portal with a line coming out of it, and when people walk into the portal, it sends them to the end of the line. And then her...
Enemies or
No, just you.
oh, okay.
Just you and your squad mates.
I
So,
was
like,
gonna say, because I could see some shenanigans coming from like, hey, I'm gonna make a portal over this pit, and then just enemies can be like teleported through it.
no, nothing so fun.
Nothing that good. Okay.
Ash can kind of do that, because he can switch teleport with enemies. So, they had to fix it, because for a while you could jump over a bottomless chasm and switch teleport with like a boss, and then just drop them into a pit and kill them. And DE was
Aw, why would you get rid of,
having
why
none
would you
of
get
that.
rid of- Why would you get rid of fun? That sounds fun.
Well, that's why DE got fucking rid of it.
Stupid.
As
Stupid.
the community likes to point out, I don't think they play their own game a lot of the time, because there's some pretty dumb stuff that happens most of the time. But if I know you are ambivalent about Warframe, but another funny content creator is
It's one of those games like Eve where there's some interesting things you can hear about it, and then just don't play it.
but another content
That or
creator
like
that's really
better
funny is
Pendant's videos are
Mr.
just so full of
Warframe guy.
memes that you can watch them without knowing anything and be like, I can get a laugh out of this, but know nothing about the game.
Mr. Warframe guy is similar. All of his videos are more like. Okay, so a common kind of video that people do are like build videos where they'll show off, oh, here's how you make a good thing, and they'll explain it. So Mr. Warframe guy sort of does that because he'll like show his build for a quarter of a second, and then his video is just full of memes of him doing ridiculous, dumb bullshit. He's got some pretty funny videos. I would say give him a watch too, because there's some quality memes and lots of JoJo references that you'll enjoy.
Yes, the JoJo
Yeah, of course.
references.
And you know, JoJo's another one of those things where it's just, you hear people talk about it, and you see things come out of it, but you just don't watch it. And you're like, yeah, no, that's pretty funny, but like, if it's one of the deeper jokes, you're just like, I don't get the context of this.
Because you know why? Because it'll be like a joke that they referenced back in season 1, but it's season 7, and they have already gone through 3 generations of JoJo's, and you have no idea what the fuck is happening anymore because you haven't been watching it.
And then you
That's
just hear
why.
like the weird fucking anecdotes out of the story, and you're just like, what the fuck?
What was the last,
Trying to
like,
remember.
the one thing that we sent in the fucking group chat the one time? It was just them in, like, a submarine saying something, and then they said, like, the most retarded thing possible. He's like, yeah, that's right, and they, like, do, like, a fucking 20-move fucking handshake, and then the guy's like, you're all retarded.
Yeah. That and the, God, I remember something about, like, a seal and a baby or something. I don't fucking remember.
I wouldn't be surprised.
There's, or like a tortoise in a desert. And I don't know. There's just weird shit that I remember hearing about fucking JoJo, or just like panels from it that are just like, you're looking at it and you're like, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at, but it looks absurd. And then you're
Well,
like, how are people talking about like a fucking cohesive narrative and shit like that in 1 second, and then you see a panel from it and you're like, this doesn't look cohesive at all.
Well, I mean, I only watched the first 2 seasons, which is apparently the worst 2 seasons. But, if memory serves right, the one character is like, I now have the mask that makes me a vampire because the Nazis found it in an Egyptian tomb. Something along those lines.
Isn't that Dio? Isn't Dio the vampire?
Yeah, Dio. Yeah. And
It's just
like,
me,
how
Dio!
in the fuck are they like, we've discovered this ancient artifact in, you know, Egypt, but it's the Nazis, because it starts off taking place in, like, the 40s or some shit. And then you're just like, and this has progressed to the newest version, where it's just some edgy teen in, like, 20-fucking-2.
Yeah.
20-fucking-2, yeah, that makes sense. 2002, and you're just like, this all started because of the Nazis.
Well, that, and then like that whole idea tying into the fact that like it goes from the fucking like 40s into like a modern era, but it's like this weird cyclical fucking like East Asian story of like this has been happening for centuries, and there's just iterations of JoJo, and like each of the characters are independent, but they're all still JoJo or something. Like
But
it's like
Dio
basically
is
like
the same
I'm
guy.
the son of JoJo.
Yeah, Dio's the same of everyone. However, all
But
of the
they're just all
JoJos
fighting
are
they're all fighting
descendants of
Dio.
the original JoJo because they're all different names of Jo. Like that start with Joe. So it's like Jonathan, Joseph. They're all Joes, but then they just get abbreviated to JoJo. That's their nickname kind of thing. So they're all the same fucking nickname, but Dio's the same fucking person.
And they
Because
just
he's a
they're all
vampire
just
Nazi.
so an eternal vampire Nazi, and they're all just so incapable of beating him apparently that they just
Doesn't he
take
team up with them at
generations
some
of them.
point?
I don't. Who
Who's-
fucking knows
who's
at this
the-
point?
That, and then there's the whole idea of like the stands and everything else, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Who's the bald voice actor that's doing he's an animator and voice actor. He's doing a JoJo story right now. I forget his name. I'm subbed to him on YouTube, and he uploads like once every quarter saying, "Oh, here's how videos going. Rice Pirate.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought he had like. I thought he had hair.
His,
Let
thought
alone
he
if he,
had
let
hair.
alone like if he didn't have hair. Like I thought, like the most he had going on was like, some like male pattern balding that hadn't like fucking advanced yet or something.
I don't know if it's like a genetic baldness, but I've seen him and he has a shaved head at the very least.
I don't know. I feel like that's a new development. I remember Rice Pirate having hair. At least I thought he did.
It's been far too long for me to
This
fucking know.
conversation is weird.
Has
Anyway.
it? I'm pretty sure this is still on
I mean,
topic.
we're talking about JoJo, and he does JoJo stuff. Or he's doing JoJo stuff right now.
Yeah, like, and then like, all the way back in like the Super Best Friends podcasts, and then Castle Super Beast, like they would just do like full-on fucking talks about it, and I would just be like, I don't know what I'm listening to. I'm tempted to fast forward, but I'll just keep listening anyway.
And you passively gained some JoJo knowledge.
Yeah, I passively gained some JoJo knowledge, but like a lot of it, I can't even reiterate because I just don't understand it.
Understandable. Like, there's only so much without actually reading or watching it that any of us will fucking understand.
Yeah, that we'll be able to pick up.
Especially the newer stuff in my case, because like I said, I did watch the first two. It is enjoyable. Don't get me wrong. I can see why people like it. Because I started on the third one at one point, which is the one where they finally start introducing stands. Mind you, yeah, the first two seasons, stands aren't a thing.
Oh.
Again, yeah. I don't even remember what the fuck, like, their power is in the first two. But,
that and like the
yeah.
naming conventions for like episodes or seasons are all based off of like fucking like hair metal bands and shit, or like
Yes.
like they're all musically themed and shit.
Yes, they are.
There's
Every
like
single
different
one.
eras, which I think one of them is even like literal like 90s rap and shit.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Which I remember at least in like the Best Friends podcast, like them like making jokes about like how they were even going to integrate the names, let alone what the episode content was going to be, just because of like, I think the era it took place in was literally like directly tied into the fact that like those naming conventions were being used.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Remember, the first rule of JoJo that I know is, don't fucking worry about it and just roll with it.
Like, I
'cause
remember them
it'll
talking
have
about,
to make
like,
sense later.
A fucking fight scene happening while like Run DMX is fucking playing or some shit. I'm like, okay. I didn't realize it went there. Yeah, that's just a series I think I'm just okay with being like tangentially aware of. Because you said like, but like is a very weak word for how much people are like invested in it.
I feel like JoJo
And the other one that I fell off of is fucking Attack on Titan, which apparently that's fucking gone places.
Oh, that's gone. I kept up with that one, mostly because my one coworker's like obsessed with it.
Like,
So he's like, hey,
forever
you should
ago, we
fucking
found out-
watch it.
like forever ago, we found out what was in the basement. That and there's like fucking wars against like actual people now.
So
And
do
there's
you want me?
guns.
Do you want me to spoil all of it? Because I can tell you. 'cause
I don't
like
know.
I said, I
I
kept
might-
up with it.
I might watch it. I don't know.
Yeah, the big reveal of season 3 in the anime at least. Yeah, it's a fucking reveal.
And like that,
That's for damn
and
sure.
like that interior plot of like what's going on with
Basically,
Vanity
season
being,
3
like, locked-
explains the world. Let's put it that way.
yeah, like I think okay, so I might already know the spoiler, but apparently the rest of the world is perfectly fine, and they're just like relegated to this island where all of the Titans are or some shit.
Do you want me to tell you?
That's fucking stupid. I love it.
Well, do you want me to tell you both
That
the
there was, like,
reason and
something going-
what?
And there was like I swear to God there was a tie-in with like World War II or something.
Yes, Trevor, please tell me.
You want me to tell you? Okay.
Or just go
So-
ahead, because I'm pretty sure, like, through the
You're very
podcast.
close. You are very close. Essentially, now mind you, it's been a while since I watched, so I'm gonna paraphrase here.
There's some kind of like Gaia Earth Mother thing going on. I don't know, dude. Just go ahead.
So, yeah, basically, Earth had two fucking like races: normal-ass humans and the Titans. Well, the Titans lost the fucking war and got relegated to a damn island, because each of the Titans descend from a god. And there's only one god left that exists, and it is the king of the fucking city that the whole entire show takes place in, up until this point. Off of the island, it's like the mid-fucking Industrial Revolution. Everywhere else is fine. They have zeppelins, cars, guns, you name it. It's fucking like 1930s in terms of like technology. So anyone who is found out to be a Titan is basically sacrificed to the island. They get rounded up, injected with a serum that incites the Titan in them, like their fucking blood or some shit. Slits their throat and then throws them into the fucking into the desert. And then pretty much just said, hey, if you make it to the city, great. We don't fucking care because you ain't human. And that's a major part of it.
And so the
But wait,
humans.
why are there people on the islands too, though? Like, wait, what?
Every single person on the island is actually. That's right. You don't know that plot point.
Oh,
it-
everybody's
let's say-
fucking a
Is-
Titan.
let's
Everybody's
say,
a
isn't
fucking
that
Titan.
the whole thing
All
why
of
he
the
can?
Titans are the people who live there.
Let's say
Isn't
he
the-
can
so
meet
then-
puppet Titans because he is a Titan, isn't that like the
Yeah.
big
No,
reveal in one of the seasons?
He's like a descendant, or he has the power because of his father stealing it. So, remember how I said like the only descendant was like the king of their right? Well, apparently the reason that Eren Jaeger is the way he is because his dad basically went up and fucked up their fucking ritual and took the fucking Titan blood that would have transferred the consciousness to the next fucking ruler, who you find out is actually in his same unit, who's a bastard child, and so she's hated, but he
Is that that
takes
other chick that we see in the early seasons
See
that
the
also
sleepy-
has the ability
sleepy girl?
to?
No,
Is it that
No.
blonde chick that's able to like?
this is a different blonde.
Oh, okay, okay.
She is actually an outsider from outside the city who's partnered up with the group that's trying to take down the city so that they can revolt against the mainland. She's partnered with the people who originally destroyed the wall and get everything started. Yeah.
So then, like, what the hell is the whole point of the order of like these Titan killers if literally every single one of them is also a Titan? Like, what?
Because the king, the reason that this is one of the only Titans
Is it just one of
remaining-
those divide and conquer things where, like, as long as we keep people dumb and thinking that the Titans are some kind of exterior threat that we're working to kill, then they
We can
won't
kill them.
catch. Yeah, then we can kill them, and they won't catch on to the fact that like this entire conflict is a fucking sham.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
Because the outside world is forcing them to go Titan, the king doesn't let any people in his town go Titan.
Well,
so basically,
he's the god that basically the king descends from, and essentially the god, that ritual I talked about, is them essentially having his consciousness and very being take over the descendants of like his own descendants kind of thing. So he's like immortal through this, but he does not want to fight. So he is essentially making his own people fight themselves in order to prevent them from fighting the outside world because he does not want to fight. Whereas Eren and all those who know are like, why? Let's fight the outside fucking world. So he fucks up their ritual. So the consciousness, his dad actually starts this. Is
Oh
what,
god, so like what's
whole
the
part of-
culmination of this gonna be? Like they're
Fucking
gonna
Fido.
fucking get off the island and just like they're gonna be rampaging through a fucking like
it leads to
1940s era
the
fucking
kaijus
world,
attacking.
a fucking yeah, fucking
Tokyo.
kaiju World War II battles. Like what?
yeah, like I said.
I mean, I'm
the
not gonna lie,
reason
that sounds
people are
pretty
hyped-
fucking. That sounds pretty fucking based. I'm not gonna lie.
That's dude. The funny thing is, every time I've talked to anyone about this who's watched it, is like season 1 is okay. It's pretty decent. It's, you know, it
Titans
gets you
fucking
hyped.
kicking tanks down streets and shit.
Season 2 was kind of it was mostly story, so there wasn't a lot of action, which made a lot of people drop off of it. And then season 3 was the reveal of why things were happening the way they were,
I think that's
which
where I
drew a
dropped
ton of
off.
people back in.
And that hiatus of like season 2 ending is where I dropped off, just because I was like, they were pretty. I think they took a while in getting season 3 out, didn't they?
Yeah.
Season 2 took, season 2 was incredibly slow, but then the gap between season 2 and 3 was, like, quite a while, so yeah.
Yeah, and that's where I dropped off.
I mean, what, season 1 came out, like 8 years ago? Something like that?
Yeah.
Season 3 was, like, a year and a half ago. So,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Yeah, okay, so yeah.
Yeah, it's been, yeah, good times.
That, and then there's that shit of, like, the people who are reading the manga, so they're already, like, fucking 8 seasons ahead of the people, because the shit just hasn't been fucking animated yet.
Yeah, I'm always torn on that, because obviously you guys know that I usually read more than I watch. And a lot of times it's mostly just because I can fucking have my second monitor while I'm waiting for something like to load. But it's then makes me not want to watch when they get an anime. Like, example being, I'm up to date on Vinland Saga, still have not watched the anime. On my list of things eventually to watch, but I'm like, it's pretty much the entire, like, prologue, if you will.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I already know what's gonna happen. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna be cool when I do watch it.
I mean,
'cause I'm like,
sometimes-
it's hype, but
Sometimes the one thing that does preserve it is, like, they'll make changes and adaptations in the animation of it.
yeah.
And it's not often, but
And sometimes it's fine, and other times it's not so fine.
yeah, other times it's like they just go fucking full filler fucking syndrome on it, and just fucking you're like, this is pointless.
Yeah, and it's
So I can't even care about the fact that they changed it. Because usually, like, filler episodes are like slice of life or fucking like baddie of the week, mook fucking shit.
Yeah. It's now granted, from what I've heard,
And it's really rare that they do like really good fucking standalone shit whenever they do.
yeah, from what I've heard, they did a very
Why is
good
my shit in not English?
a very good job
Activa el
at
purificador
essentially
5 veces
preserving
o
that.
menos.
Like, for at least with Vinland Saga, they've done a very good job of keeping to the source.
What the hell is Vinland Saga?
The Viking one.
Literally anime Vikings.
Anime Vikings, yeah, essentially. Shit's good. Highly recommend. Like, it's... And one of my biggest concerns
Like,
at the time,
you
when
can
I
watch-
heard that it was announced, was honestly the art style. Because it's... Vinland Saga's art style is not extremely anime. Like, it's obviously still very, anime, but it's not like...
When I saw the way it looked, it kind of feels like the like sort of dated like 80s 90s kind of style of like interpreting characters as compared to like the modern way
I
that
can see what you're talking
they
about,
usually
yeah.
draw characters. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
They were drawn so much better back then. I really don't care for the new designs that much. They're just so very samey and
What?
very
You don't like anime characters that look like fucking
like children. No,
Yeah,
I
they
don't
have,
care
like,
for it at all.
pseudo infantilized look.
Yeah, don't
Fucking
care.
that or like just the fucking saucer plates for eyes.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's like, look, if you want to have that for an actual child, fine. But why is it that this like 30-year-old looks like a fucking 5-year-old? What the fuck is that? You know what I mean?
you don't realize she's actually 900 years old.
I don't give a fuck. Like, you can fuck off with your lolly bullshit, okay? You will. Wait, what the fuck? Ah, shit. What the hell is that quote? Oh. Fuck, I forget it. Whatever.
Catch on fire?
No, I was gonna say
with...
something about you're gonna pay
thought
for your
you-
crimes in hell or some shit like that. Something like
Oh, I
that.
thought you were gonna say you will pay with your blood.
You will pay for your blood.
You will pay for your blood.
Yes, you will have to pay for your blood.
Every leader.
This is now the ANCAP.
And cat blood drive.
Yeah, ANCAP Red
Hey,
Cross.
blood drive. Red cause. Yep. Perfect.
Want that transfusion?
You better pay up.
You better pay up.
Wait, wasn't that literally what we were saying about the fucking Cyberpunk 2077 or whatever fucking trailer they showed like a year or two ago? Where there was like the fucking ambulance that had guns. And they were
Oh,
like,
yeah.
they were like kicking down doors. We were like, oh, this is the fucking Red Cross in the future. And Camp Hellhole.
Fuck, did I need...
As you wish.
Did I need daughter
You
tokens?
haven't paid up on your fucking life subscription, so we're here to harvest your organs.
Your organs are forfeit. Time to pay your crimes.
Also, you're in debt to
Oh, I need
the
this.
Three Arches Syndicate.
Don't worry, we'll pay for those crimes with your
They're
organs.
gonna get-
I'm
they're
in
gonna
debt
get
to
your-
3 Swedish YouTubers. Oh
N-
no.
no, Mickey D's.
Oh. That's the Twin Arches.
Well, whatever.
Golden
Twin
Arches.
Arches Syndicate. Yeah, the Golden Arches Syndicate. There you go.
You and I have a chinwag.
They're gonna get your kidney.
Oh, Mag, always nice
You don't
to
need your
see
kidney, right?
Do stop by.
They're making Possible Burgers with it.
Oh god. Well, no, they'll only use your kidney for the Impossible Burgers if you've if you're not an underground freedom fighter, if you've taken all of your government-mandated estrogen injections.
God. I'll be back.
You were found injecting illegal testosterone.
Alright, I need one more bird, and then I actually can't level up until tomorrow.
It's coming out in November,
What's
isn't it?
Cyberpunk?
Yeah. Or
Uh,
did they delay it till like December or something? I know a delay hit again.
that's a good question. You could check on Steam.
Oh, hold on, I'm checking.
Hey, door, open.
I will say Oh yeah, November 19th.
Dope. I don't have it pre-ordered, but I am
Of
probably
any-
gonna buy it on day one.
Of any like AAA game, I think that's one of the few that I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
I was really considering getting... Cool, thanks.
Mostly just because it's CD Projekt Red, so
I was really considering getting the GOG copy, like the GOG pre-order copy, because of all the stuff it came with, but I want it on Steam.
oh yeah. You want your cards and your Achievos.
Yeah, I do want my Chivos. Alright, well, I can't get any more standing today, because Warframe locks how much you can do in a day behind your fucking level, and I've gotten all the standing I can, so no leveling up with the Entrati today. Thanks, DE. Assholes. So I'm probably gonna end the stream, because I have stuff to do in Morrowind that involves lots of spreadsheets, which is boring. So I will play some more of this tomorrow. See you guys around.
Yeah, enjoy the back end fucking anime / superhero, whatever the fuck muddled conversation we had at the end of this.
That was the whole point of this stream. It was supposed to be a lazy, comfy. I was supposed to just fish the whole time. I ended up actually doing actiony shit near the end, so I'm glad
Well, how late
we had
did
fun
we
conversations.
did we even start it?
I don't know. I think I started at 7.
Oh, okay, so
It's only been a
we-
2-hour, hour and a half stream.
Yeah, we didn't start up actually doing interesting shit too late.
Alrighty. Well, catch y'all tomorrow.